Oh, already here. Perfect. And Roger and Tony, awesome. Very, very welcome to upKeeper Open 2020. My name is Michael. I'm Export Manager for upKeeper. I have the privilege to greet you all to this very first online edition of upKeeper Open. So you wonder where I am? Well, the only thing I can say is that it's very important to find a really good place when you participate in an online event like this. I have some few advice for you before we start the meeting. The first thing is to keep yourself hydrated. I have some coffee and you can maybe find a bottle of water just to keep focus. The second one is to keep up the energy level. I brought with me my favorite bar, this crispy salted caramel, very good. The third one is to engage yourself in the program. Then you will get the most out of it for sure. Hey, there will be a lot of breaks, so you can do some stretch or some sit-ups, whatever. So this will be a great day. Lean back on your chair and prepare for upKeeper Open 2020. Take it away, Umeå.
Thank you, Michael, and welcome to upKeeper 2020. It will be a really different upKeeper Open this year. As you notice, we are online and we also speak English in all the sessions. So why is upKeeper so special? upKeeper Open so special for us? It's the best event where we get the most feedback from you as the users and administrators and partners and so on. You as an attendee, you get the opportunity to meet the community. Sometimes it can feel really lonely out there sitting and working with upKeeper, but there is a lot of people in the community, and this is the chance to meet them all. You learn a lot about computer management at upKeeper Open. From us at the stage in front of the camera, of course, but also from other users. And the most important thing with upKeeper Open has always been, you can influence the development of the product. So last year, at 2019, we got a lot of ideas from the workshop. We took those ideas into the summary and voting part of the upKeeper Open. And actually, there was just 3% of those ideas that didn't get any votes at all. And today, when we will present upKeeper 4.7, 38% of the ideas have been implemented. So it's really important to attend. It's important to get your voice heard and your ideas noted and voted for. So remember that and be really active during the workshops. So the agenda for today, we will start off and present 4.7. Joining me shortly will Roger, and then after that at 1 o'clock we will look at upKeeper today and workshop around that. And we will have a presentation by Stefan Lundin, Protecting Your Cloud Service for Intrusions. And later on at 2 o'clock, we will have the Technology and Behavior Trends workshop and have a guy named as Ulf Hederstig to take us through a journey of service-oriented business models. Next up at 3 o'clock, there will be upKeeper Next, where we will have a workshop talk about the next features and functions that we want to implement in upKeeper, and Marcus Uhlin will have a presentation about automate your day with PowerShell. And last session for the day at 4 o'clock, we will have the summary and voting part. So that's a really, really important thing for everyone, I must say, for us and for you. So if you want to get in touch with us during this day, you can use the YouTube comment section, and I really recommend everyone to make a shout out, say hello or something, so we can see that you hear me okay. We can use when we go into the workshop part, and we will use the Stormboard workshop tool, you can use the chat in there as well. We have also opened the channel for our email, so we can get the information from there if you have any trouble or need to reach us during the day. So info@upkeeper.se. We are also active on the social media part, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. You see all the links listed on the slide, where you can post your place where you are situated and how you are preparing for the day and so on. So it's a lot of information. I can't handle this all by myself. Behind the scenes, as you saw, Michael is ready. He's sitting at the beach and following this conference. We have Magnus working at the storm board, ready to cluster and group every idea coming up today. And of course, we have Birgit with us as well. She's the chief of chat. So if you shout out a hello, she will take them up and check them out. So if you have any questions, use the channels that I described earlier. I will present them again. And we will have a quick look at the chat just to see. There are no shout-outs yet. Hopefully there will be soon some shout-outs, some hellos, and so on. But I think all you guys are waiting for the most important presentation of the day, the upKeeper 4.7. So let's go with that. So we're back, and helping me presenting 4.7 is Roger. Welcome, Roger.
Thank you.
Great to have you here today to this upKeeper 2020, a new station for us, a new scene, so to say. I hopefully it will be really great. You have tested 4.7 for quite some time.
Yeah, tested and test more and do some more testing and soon it will be ready.
So what are your feelings for 4.7?
It's lots of good functions we have. It will be good for our users and our customers to have those functions.
So what are the big difference, if you would say?
Big difference. Lots of big.
Is it more for the users, more for the administrators?
For the administrator, we can add the queries for application install, so you can check if we have already other radar installed or we have enough disk space so we can install. So that's added. That's a good one. We have. I'm going to show you.
You're going to show me. Yeah, great. So let's jump in and show us.
Before we should talk about 4.6.
Yeah.
We have released 4.6 and now 4.7 as the last upKeeper Open.
Yeah.
And I know we have customers that haven't installed 4.6 and now it's 4.7. So we should mention some good functions there. We have BitLocker. We are doing integration with that. So we can disable BitLocker if you have to restart the machine, or we can activate BitLocker in the upKeeper service operating system when we reinstall the operating system, so we can trigger it there. And if you use VPN and have a passcode and you boot up the machine, you can disable it. So that's a good thing to have. We have, if you switch, I'm going to show you.
You have to switch off my presentation.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. So there we are. Perfect.
Yeah. If you have directory integration, so you get all users, you will be able to see, for example, my Roger, all devices that have been logged on, and there are, I'm logged right now, you can see, and we will see if you have LLM integration, you will see those devices too. You can gather all the devices on the same place. We added some new functions for application. When we install an application, we can add, so the application will install in user context.
Yeah, And that's you were a little bit quick. It's under the advanced tab.
Yeah, advanced tab. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you add your new application, you add your script, add the setting how it will run, and you add, of course, the advanced and check installing with the context, and you will install the user's security settings. So if you try to access some places where the user doesn't have security rights to it, will not work. So that's very important. And we added some more postponed something that was a good thing we added. So we can have applications, we can add, we are now in the settings for this organization, configuration. We can add some times that will be, the user will see. So it will postpone for 1, 2, 3, and 4 minutes. We will add one more, 5, for instance, like that. And we go to our application that we have, and we go to advanced. We can say this is user can postpone, and we can add value, that's the countdown before it will perhaps reboot or install. And we do some new values here for the application, 3, 5, and let's say.
Great.
That's great. Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Earlier we had 6 values, so it will count down, and if the user that was in the machine, it will start to install and perhaps a reboot or some other things. So now we can change the time value for countdown.
So you can customize it after your needs, so to say.
Yeah.
Great.
That's it. Another thing we have inventory on the machines, and we get the serial number for the machine. So if you have any inventory, or if you have added the serial number here, upKeeper will take a look if you can find the warranty information on it. So in this case, the warranty will end in a couple of years.
Yeah.
You will save some time.
Yeah.
This works for almost every company. So we have not HP, but Fujitsu, Dell, Lenovo.
The big ones.
The big ones.
Not HP then. Yeah. They actually have some trouble with their portal and their API at the moment, so that's why we haven't implemented it, so everyone knows.
Yeah. That was all. Now we will go to number 47 of upKeeper.
Yeah.
And we have one thing that our customers talk about, that we want to be able to work in 2 different organizations.
Yeah.
So we can now open the same tab. You can see I'm right now in test folder number 1, and now I am in another organization. I can create a computer, I can create an application, I can do everything. I can copy and paste information between 2 organizations. I can work in the same HU with different organizations.
Great.
We have added some more information when we do an inventory. We can see we have a new button here, connect the device. If you take a look at that, you can see the printers I have. The printers,
your screens. Yeah.
And you can see the serial number.
Right.
We don't look for the warranty information for that right now, but we get the serial number right. So it's at the beginning. We can see all the local printers that you have. Do you think that's really good?
Yeah. That's really good. Good stuff. Yep.
Yeah. If we go on, if you suddenly remove an application from a big group, you have 15,000 computers, and you accidentally remove.
Yeah.
And you want to stop it. We have now pause.
Yeah. That's a great feature to pause everything. You don't have to remove and go back and so on. and do a lot of crazy stuff that we have seen during the year. You can just pause the organization, right? It's just the organization.
Yes.
Yeah.
So to access it, we need to be an administrator for the organization.
Yep.
You want to. You have to not to be an upKeeper administrator. If we take a look a little more in applications, we have added, for example, can add a VME query.
Yeah.
So in this case, I will install new Adobe Reader. And if we take a look at my machine here, I have Adobe Reader. This is the latest version, so I can see it. I have the identifier number, and I can add this information to upKeeper. So I do an VME query where I ask if I don't have this application installed, I will trigger the installation on the machine. So now I can push out the application on every machine, and upKeeper will check the VME query if it's true or false, and start to install the application.
This was a request from last year. It was a really big request, many votes. It get many votes.
Yeah.
For me, it seems a little bit tricky. So how could you?
We do need to arrange with your microphone.
Okay.
We have so many comments. You have so much good to say.
Yeah.
So few can hear it.
So I hope this will be a little better. I hope so. Can you come inside and tell me?
So we have our co-host.
Yeah.
Coming in. Okay.
This is good. Really good. And you have, this is a example I added, but you have some information if you want to take a look at if how much disk space you have. We have customers have problem to install the new .NET framework and get an error and they don't know why, and you didn't have enough disk space free on the C drive. So that's
okay.
good.
Yeah.
And we go on. We have RAM. Take another one. We have random offset. We have add functions that make it easier to upgrade an application. We can use replace by, and we can create a task where we add a random offset so we don't deploy on all the machine at once. But when we are going to install a new application on the organization, it can be a little tricky to not make sure everyone installs at the same time.
Yeah.
So in this case, we use the publish time. We have added. We go to advanced. We set a random offset, and after.
And the random offset
will
means...
be, in this case, 60 minutes. So if you add a random offset with the time we have the publish time, you get, so the application will install between 11 and 12.
Okay.
About.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, not today. For this to work, we have added the application to a group. So we have our app random offset application, and in that group we have some machines. And if we go to upKeeper database, we have the application, we have set random offset, and we can see in the table computer application, we can see we have a publish time.
Yeah, so we can actually look at which time those applications gonna be deployed at certain computers and so on. Yeah, that's really great. I think we should have a report in the future that shows this as well. So not everyone has to go into the database, of course.
Of course. But one way to show it, so you can see. So, for applications. What's that? We have added for distribution points.
Yep.
We have a function. We always say that if you create a distribution point, you need to have access to the SMB share.
Yeah.
High level as possible, so it must running 1.0. We need to add credentials to access it. Now we have added so the computer object can access the distribution point, and you can use Active Directory to add the computers that are allowed to access the distribution point. And now we see which one it was. Can it be this one? Yes. So in this example, we have added, so every machine that is in this hyper range,
Yeah, that's Adna.
can access this one, and we don't add any credential for login. So it will try to connect to it, and it will use the computer objects to access it.
Yeah. So you have to set up your environment to allow computer accounts to use the SMB share.
Yes.
Yeah.
So don't add all computers. Just create a group and add those machines that should be.
That should be yeah. And this is a really great security feature as well, because we don't send any username and passwords in clear text. It's sent encrypted and so on. So it's a really great feature on the security aspect. Yeah.
And this will be used when you run push out applications in Windows mode, not in operating system deployment in WinPE.
Okay.
So remember that it will be a different.
Yeah.
When you boot up in WinPE, upKeeper SUS, you don't have, the machine is not domain join, so you don't have the security right to access distribution point.
Okay, perfect. Let's go on.
Yeah, and we have some more. We have added, when we have our users in upKeeper, we sometimes use PowerShell and some scripting, a service account, and those service accounts we don't use MFA, two-factor authenticator.
Yeah.
And we will perhaps add some restriction. So we have add, so we can say from what IP address you are allowed to log on to upKeeper API.
Yeah. Is there any specific scenario you can take as an example for how to use this?
Accounts, there's integration between, so when you create an upKeeper account, you have another system that needs to access upKeeper API. That can be a scenario.
Yeah.
Perhaps something else too, but I think that will be
one of the users. Yeah.
So
clearly.
Yeah. There are some more we need to discuss. We have Active Directive integration.
Yeah.
Earlier, we had possible to access our do the LDAP query without an S.
Without the security
layer? Security,
yeah.
Now we are doing it. Remember, you don't need just write as we always have done. So it will try to connect with LFS with security.
Okay.
So don't add S.
You don't have to do that.
No.
It's done in the background, so to say. So it's trying to use the secure in the first place, and if that fails, it will go back to the legacy way to access through LDAP. Yeah.
So that one. We have more security stuff we got out. Applications. We get the CRC value for every applications.
Okay. We have had that for a long time.
Yeah, but now we have added for we had it for operating system.
Yep.
We do a CRC check and see if the image we have on the local machine is valid with that's on the distribution point. Now we have added for application and for hardware driver packet. So before upKeeper try to install, it will check my CRC value that have been downloaded or have it in the distribution point and ask if this is the correct CRC value to the server. So upKeeper client always sending and will get the back, yes, that's correct or that's wrong. So that's good.
That's a really good security feature, and actually when we have downloaded applications, we do that CRC check to verify that it's okay. If it's not okay, we will download it again and check it again. So if there are like a fake SMB share with our applications placed on it and they are tampered with in some way, we will not install them anymore. So this is a really great security feature.
Yeah, and of course, when we are on our computer, we can see it. So when we install applications, we have lots of reboots. We'll take another one. We can see if every time it's doing invalidation for the application on that distribution point.
Yeah.
So we can follow that. If that's not correct, we will get a message here.
That's a really, really great feature.
Yeah. And we had it in 4.6, and now we have worked a little more with this function in hardwares. We are able to create a hardware packet, driver packet, and we get the CRC value on it, so we can check it. This is able to download from when we do an operating system install, and we can access an SMB share.
Yeah.
So now we can download the Windows image if you have a newer one on the upKeeper files, and it's updated in upKeeper environment. So it will try to download it. It will download the driver packet, and it will try to it's prepared for the commands folder, but that's not there right now, but perhaps a little later, depending on our customers if they need. The big issue, when we try to install the machines remote, there has been some problem where we have added in the Windows image, we have added drivers and the commands folders, and if we have lots of models out there, the image will be a bit large. So now it will be much easier where the operating system can download the driver packets and can update the Windows image so we get the latest one, and everything can go through HTTPS.
Yeah, that's really great.
Yeah, that's really good. And if you have lots of distribution points, it will try to connect to the SMB share, that's for the subnet, else we will try to connect to the default distribution point, and the last check will try to access the HTTPS. So it will have some fallbacks function. So we have the same like in Windows, we have upKeeper client. You always connect to the first one, and then default, and then last one will be the HTTP.
Yeah. Okay.
And when we talk about the operating system deployment, we can see when we are running 4.7 of upKeeper service OS, we can see we have a little more information up in the corner, and this information, if you want it visible, is just a configuration in upKeeper service OS we have.
So default it's on or off?
Off.
Default off. Yeah, so you can't see it at all.
But if you want it default on, we can change the setting. Yeah. Right. That's another. But we can see a little more the manufacturer and model. This perhaps can be useful later.
Yeah. For
we will
drivers,
see a driver perhaps
drivers,
it can find the driver's packet, so you don't need to add a hardware to the computer object in upKeeper.
Great.
Can be. And one thing is we use the passphrase, and the passphrase is to access the right organization. But we have added so we can use login with the upKeeper account. So in this case, I have my account. And we need to add the right password.
Oh, still that feature. You have to write the right password.
And and we can see I only have one organization.
So it's actually the permissions from your interface is you see them in the service operating as well.
So if we go back and see for my user, I have my Rufo test. I just added and help desk role and only have the organization. So you don't need to have a super admin deluxe.
Yeah. And it's really great when we are using normal users because we can see who have installed the computer and can see who have accessed to it or joined it to the domain and so on. So it's really good security feature as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Have I missed something?
Yeah, I wonder if we go back to 2019, the upKeeper Open.
Yeah.
The most wanted feature of all was the color status of application. Is that implemented? We had it was a really long discussion about it, and many like to have it so that we could see.
Yeah.
Not just with the symbols. They like to see it with a you can see the download arrows are blue from now on, and the checkbox is actually green. So it's kind of easier to scroll through and see the different status of the application.
It was one more thing too. So that our customer wanted to have.
Okay.
We have some application where we can take a look at the process. So we don't begin to install if the process is on.
Yeah.
So in this case, I add a calculator.
Yeah.
Yeah. And ask the user to close the process. And we can here to wait so the process is closed, or we can just terminate it. And after that, we run our script, the install script, to install.
And the process name, that's a real big biggie. Is it like the language, any language things to think about there, or is it like standard operating system language?
It's English.
It's English.
Yeah.
Always English.
Always English.
Yeah, right.
So here we can see I triggered it. I have my miniräknare in Swedish.
Yeah.
And we close it. And I get this information so that I can see it. It can be perhaps more than one.
Yeah.
So I just click OK and it will start to install the application.
Okay. Perfect. That's a feature.
It can be nice
for.
if the user is trying to create something and you just kill the process. It will perhaps they haven't been saved.
Yeah.
Everything will be lost. So
which applications do you see can use this?
Notepad, do you use that one?
No,
okay.
not that very much.
Word?
Word,
perhaps?
yeah, Word.
You have, of course, Adobe products.
Yeah.
And perhaps you have Java.
Yeah.
Flash.
So
Flash is not, you shouldn't push out.
Okay, you shouldn't.
Not the Flash, skip that
not
one.
Flash, okay. Yeah.
Mm.
So we can take a quick look in the chat to see if we have any questions.
And I'm very low.
It seems to be a lot of low, but we have actually had Håkan running up to us and telling us to move the mic and turn up the volume and so on. So no really questions, what I can see.
Sorry about the sound.
Yeah. There are questions in the Stormboard. Actually, we don't have any Stormboard access right now, so maybe we have to go back to that later on.
Yeah.
So is there more features in 4.6 and 4.7? There are more features.
Yeah.
We have done a lot of corrections of bugs over the year and so on. So that we will have the release note out probably later this week.
Yeah.
Like Friday or so, where all the bugs are. I don't know if you wanted to show something.
No, we have lots of event log. We have work a lot, so we get more information when something is going wrong. So we get the information of what is happening.
Yeah.
So, for example, just the WME query we had added, you can see if the WME query didn't match, didn't get through, and so on, and get information if the end user is postponed application, or we can gather that type of information to event log on the computer object.
Yeah. There are always questions about reports. Have we added any reports in 4.7?
I don't think so.
No, we have not. It was a check.
No, not what I know about, but
Okay.
we have fixed some report.
Yep.
So please update those report. And when you are access to FTP and download 4.6 or 4.7, you can see we have a PowerShell script.
Yep.
So you don't need to add every report manual. You can just run PowerShell.
So it's a PowerShell script to install the reports,
yeah,
and update them as well.
And update if you want.
Yes.
So it takes about 1 minute. And
to deploy them all?
Deploy them all.
1 minute?
Yeah. I just start the PowerShell script, and then you're comfortable runs, and everything runs in the background, and then I do like Michael.
Yeah. He had found a nice spot to be in.
Yeah.
Great. We can have another look at.
It will be the IP address for the host.
Which question did you answer? Can you add a global IP address or a subnet instead of every user?
No.
It's on every user.
Yeah. So in this case, I have to check what IP address I have. And if I can find what I have, in this case, this is my IP address. I need to add that one.
So you're going to lock out yourself?
Yeah.
This will be a nice one. I've seen this before.
Yeah. You can see here I added my IP address for my test user. And now we're going to show we're just going to go. We can log on, and we was able to log in because we had the right IP address.
Yeah.
And now we change it to something else. Save it. We go back to.
Yeah, can't log in.
Yeah. Remember to see we had some customer had the problem that the username and password was not correct and couldn't log on. But if you have or the IP address you have added, so this can be as something else.
Yeah.
You only get that one.
Yeah, we are not that clear with the error when it comes to login.
Yeah.
Great to show us that. We can go back. We have some more questions. Would be nice to have the batch function working again.
Yeah, it's working now.
Can you actually show us something, you think? Do you have anything prepared for that?
I can do so. I have tested it.
You have tested it?
Yeah. So we have our batch we have created. We can go through it.
Yeah.
So we have our template. We have lots of information here in the beginning, how it works. We add our, let's see. One thing, the most common problem we get is, let me see,
I think this can be a little bit of a
we have to remove
tricky one.
Live.
Yeah. We can leave it with it works.
Yeah. It works. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think I saw that it would take us like 5 to 10 minutes to do that and show that.
But one thing, when you can be good.
Yeah.
When you added your file and created when it should be run, you should get the information that this has executed, parsed the
it,
file.
yeah.
Yeah. If you don't get any message information or this is that's not visible, you have something wrong with your file, your CSV file you have tried to import.
Okay, yeah. And we still have that feature. You can't have the same name on different objects. You have to have unique names on every application and computer and so on to have it to work.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Did we have any more questions?
We can have a quick look. Possible of working in several tabs at the same time?
Yeah, you can work in different tabs, and you can work with different tabs in different organizations.
Yeah.
So that's possible to do.
You
that's
you have another organization you are going into.
Yeah. So I can work here and create.
And you can go back to the other one and continue working where you are in that organization, so on. That's really great. So as we said, we will release late this week, Friday. Are we aiming for?
Yes.
It's actually the release notes and the last test.
Yeah.
I think we have corrected most of the bugs that we found, and it will be available at the FTP for download when it's ready, and we will do a send out as well, so everyone will get the information in some way.
Yeah.
We haven't actually decided that yet. So what I can see, 4.7 looks really interesting.
Yeah.
There are a lot of new functions, a lot to take in. We have corrected a lot of bugs over this last version from 4.6 and forward. So what can we recommend the users? Should they upgrade?
Yeah, always should upgrade.
Of course.
Yeah.
They should upgrade. It feels like a really great version with a lot of great features. And what we didn't mention, I forgot to mention, is that of the 38% of features that we have implemented, it's different with some are really big and some are minor. And actually the color coding is the minor kind of features that we implemented. One of the big thing we did in 4.6 is actually do the integration with Microsoft Intune. So that are included in 4.6, and of course it's also included in 4.7 for those who want to use that feature. Well, we have a quick look again. I need to have my glasses, I think. Context, installing user context improved.
We have fixed some bugs there. Yes.
Yeah.
User context. So I hope that will solve for Annelin in this case. I don't remember what issue they had, but we have done some fixes for it.
Yeah. And we have actually tried 4.6, the later version, in a remote desktop environment, I know, and it worked really great with the user interaction installed in that environment too, so to say. So I think that wraps up the first session for today. Thank you, Roger, for joining me and presenting 4.7. Really great. So we are back again.
Back again.
Final session for today.
Is it? For you, maybe. I have to go home and do the dishes.
Okay. I will go to sleep, I think. So in this final session, we will do the most important work of the day. You will do it as an attendee. We will go to the storm board, and in this one we will actually vote for
For the functions and features to be.
for the function. And
Is it all one slot now?
so it's a big third slot. So you have to, if we can size it down, I think. So in this section you find all of them, and our backstage crew has actually divided them into sections so that you can see.
You mean columns?
Yeah, columns actually.
Okay.
So if there are features in the GUI, they are under there, and SUS and updates and so on. So there are lots of features. You can go through them, and you can give them votes.
How many votes do you have?
You have 10 points, so to say, and you can share them over these different.
10 points per attendee.
Yeah.
And those 10 points can be put all in one basket, or on one suggestion, or just divided between.
Yeah, you can do as you wish. You can put them in at one, or you can.
Okay.
And you can actually take them away and put them somewhere else. So
As long as it's, but you can't take from somebody else.
no, you can you take your own. You can change your mind, so to say, and you can move them on and so on.
Okay.
So we will give you guys a minute with that, right? Yeah. Let's talk about the day. We started off with upKeeper 4.7. Seems to be a great version.
Good one. Yes.
Yeah. And we had, as we started to say today, that we have implemented a lot of the features from last year's upKeeper Open, 38%. So we'll definitely add a lot of these features to what we see today in the next version.
And could also be things even from the last upKeeper Open if they are still valid.
Yeah, absolutely. All the top voted features from last year are actually in our backlog, so there will be added to the product in the future.
And let's see, 4.7, is there something to think about? Okay, so to upgrade to 4.7, what is the first step? You need to contact?
Well, we recommend everyone that's thinking of upgrading to actually make a case at our support. They can send a mail to the support, help@upkeeper.se, and just to tell us when you're planning to upgrade, so that we can be a little bit ready if there would be some trouble. Especially if you have a large environment with a lot of client computers that can be affected of an upgrade.
Right.
We recommend that. We can see a lot of movement in the board, which is really great. We have a lot of users in the board, and they are voting away. The second session of the day, it was security. We talked about upKeeper today. We got a lot of sticky notes with what people like about upKeeper, and it's always great for us at upKeeper to see what you as attendees and users like with the product. And we had Stefan talked about the security in the MFA, multi-factor authentication, which is really important, I must say. I've heard customers that have been intruded, especially in Office 365, because they haven't implemented two-factor or multi-factor authentication. So
I think it's something that since we are getting so used to it also in our private sphere now, it's not a big issue anymore. It's more of a what pedagogisk. It's more of a
You just have to do it.
Yes.
You just have to do it.
You know how to say.
Yeah, you just have to do it.
Okay.
If you don't,
If you don't, you don't do it.
yeah, actually, that's correct. So we can see that there are a lot of voting going on. They're moving around. You can see all these small dots moving in the interface, which is great. So shall we go and have a little bit of a poll? Just to,
Yeah, sure. What do
we
we have?
can switch to that that part. And so we had a poll at the start of first session, second session actually. So let's go in and have another one. So again, open a browser, go to menti.com, enter the code 546414.
And the question is,
what will you do next?
the dishes.
You will do dishes. That's not an option,
Oh,
okay?
no.
So the options are upgrade to upKeeper 4.7. That's not possible.
But you can prepare.
You can prepare, actually.
Right.
You can prepare, and that's really important, as you said. You should send an email, help at upKeeper, so that we can be ready.
Activate multi-factor authentication.
Yes.
It's winning already.
It's rethink your value proposition, really important as well, which Ulf talked about.
Right, and I was struck by this idea that you could actually detract, or you could, what was this word? Subtract from your offering to make it into something else.
Yeah.
Which seems to make a lot of sense.
Yeah. So that's a great thing as well. Learn PowerShell. We saw Marcus and what he can do with his knowledge of PowerShell, and he has used it for many, many years in some different systems, as we heard. So that looks great. We have a fifth option as well, do nothing.
I mean, if you are happy and satisfied.
Yeah, you have done all this. You have upgraded to 4.7. You have activated the multi-factor authentication and so on.
This could be the person, wanting to be in the present and not go to the future. Or
no. They want to stay.
Yes.
They want to stay.
I envy you.
Yeah. Great. We have a lot of people.
Right. We have. I wasn't aware of the first session there, but you were saying that we speak in Swinglish all the time. Because we have participants both from Finland, Norway, Denmark. No. Skåne is close.
Quite.
Yes.
Sorry, Skåne.
But so we have participants from all over now, in fact, and it will be interesting to see if we get some actions that depend on where you're from, so to speak.
Yeah. We will of course analyze these answers afterwards from the board and see where they come from and so on.
Do you know that going off in a tangent here, but do you watch more TV these days? With not so much happening.
No, really, I watch a lot of TV.
And there's no
TV
sports
nowadays. No, I don't like sports, so that's not the problem.
I thought it was very strange. This woman sat next to me on the couch the other day. Fourth day without sports.
Yeah.
So my wife, apparently, good looking, very nice person. But so we started watching Bron, the bridge, the Bron.
Yeah.
Skåne, Denmark. It's a very good show, but what is so strange about this? There are very few people speak Skånska in this.
Okay.
I don't know how they did this. They're all in around.
They are really actors. They have taken the actors from other places. Yeah. So the poll is going on, and I think upgrade to 4.7 looks like a winner for now. So let's go back to the storm board and have a look at that for a minute and see if there are a lot of movement. Yes, there are still people going around and
putting their votes.
Yeah, putting their votes out there. Perfect. Really great. We'll give them a few minutes more, of course. So we talked a little bit about PowerShell. I mean, you are out there, you're meeting a lot of customers. What will you take with you from that session?
I think several of both our partners and our end customers are already using PowerShell in a very productive way, at least for upKeeper that they have shown me. But to me, it seems like you could do always a little bit more.
Yeah.
With automation. But there are some very good examples, and I know that, for instance, just in that maybe you can share with other upKeeper customers. I know that Michael has some ideas from one of the customers that he frequently visits, a municipality, for instance. So there are so many examples that we could share within the community.
Yeah.
To swarm, so to speak.
You have learned a new word, right? You want to use it all day long, I think.
No, it's just it's something that apparently there is no executive power here, so you're toast.
Okay.
We can.
Go.
I like it. Me like.
You like. So, what do you think about this new format of upKeeper Open?
It's hard to say because I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it.
I've been on this side.
But you have been on this side.
Right,
you,
right.
you know,
well,
you know the feeling when we have these physical meetings. We have had them often in at the Folkets Hus and so on. And so,
personally, I like that more, and I think that most of you do. But it's a question of feasibility. But we will aim to once again be together.
Yeah.
Just hope that this particular.
But I think I agree with you totally. I feel when you have these discussions between sessions and so on, they are really important. We have missed out of them this time, and
the group dynamic also when in voting and creating the
absolutely. But I hope that we can find a tool, a system, something to make that happen as well. And I think we have seen the start of a big change, where we will have people actually physical attending and
also,
online.
Yeah. And one thing that definitely works better now is just the storm board.
Yeah.
Because you remember, was it last year we tried this the first time, and we were all on our smartphones moving these little sticky notes around, and it was a mess sometimes.
Yeah.
So this working on a PC is still the best. I think we should promote PC clients ahead of little gadgets.
They can get some extra votes actually.
Yes,
you can give them like 15 or 20 maybe. If you have the larger screen you have, the more points votes you get. Yeah,
didn't we do that? No,
don't tell them. We have a really large screen, so we have a lot of votes in the end.
Right.
From time to time, I get a lot of questions about how this works. We get from the upKeeper Open, we get a lot of ideas. We are having these votes and so on, and then we take these votes with us back, and we go through them, and sometimes we have to clean them up a little bit, the text and so on, and try to understand what the writer has meant with them and so on. And then we take it to the product board. You have been joining us at the product board, and that's kind of we have had it on and off through the years, and the last year we had it on, so to say, and I think it was really great because we have
more input from the market.
Yeah. So we have people from the development department, from the infrastructure department, from the sales department, from the market department, joining together, talking about these features and functions and how we should go on and how important they are to different people. But it's also another point is that all around the year, we take input from our customers and partners. We visit them from time to time, and we have other events where customers and partners join, and we take input from them as well. Right. Not in writing like this and not voting and so on, but from time to time we get ideas and thoughts from customers and partners that are so great we can't just skip out. No. We have to implement them, and sometimes we do that as well. So that's the way of the process for development of upKeeper.
So when will this functions or features here, when could you possibly hope to see them realized by next?
The last couple of years we have released 2 versions of upKeeper each year, so to say. So we have a release in the spring and in the fall, and one in the fall. Yeah,
I recognize this from somewhere.
Yeah, you've seen it before, heard about it before. So the next release will be in November, I would say. Okay. So the ideas coming up here that's voted high up will be included in the 4.8 version sometime in November. Okay. Yeah. So I think we see less and less activity in the storm board. Either they have kicked out every user, or everyone have done their voting. Right. What do you think?
Well, this is tricky, because what if we say that we only have a few minutes left now? People will be stressed out? Or
I think we will give them like 3 minutes more.
3 more minutes.
3 more minutes. Yes.
Okay.
So
just talk about nothing.
Yeah, we can talk about sports, because there aren't any sports.
Right.
That could be one.
Which one did you like? I mean, what team did you prefer?
Team in
the sports.
In the sports team. I didn't prefer the sports team. That's the thing, you know. Well, let's talk about something else. I feel we released 4.6 in December last year. And we had some customers rolling it out, and we released some updates during the spring as well. What are your feelings about 4.6? Have you heard customers using it?
Well, yes, I have, because they do. And I think that we have we started with a different process with 4.6 with the bug fixes.
Yeah.
We took care of more in-house because there had been just a few complaints or
some minor issues.
Some minor issues with bugs that weren't fixed beforehand from the previous version. So we're not hoping. We know that we're better in this area now with 4.8 as well.
Absolutely. We can go and have a quick look at the Mentimeter again, I think, just to see. Give the so we have like 30 votes, and it seems like upgrading to upKeeper 4.7 is really on the top. And there are all the other stuff has gotten votes as well. Right. So that's great.
Learn PowerShell is also up there, and there will be
a course.
A course. A new one then. Yeah. We had some delays starting off with the virus, in fact, the last time. So, but this will come out again. So keep an eye out.
Hopefully before summer we will get the date for when the course is held and so on. Hopefully.
Yes.
So
wrap this up. 3 minutes have passed.
3 minutes have passed, and I think there are a few. We see a few persons digging around at the storm board, looking for notes, reading through notes, and giving them their votes. But I think the big voting is over, so to say.
Yeah.
So I think we're ready for take the official.
Okay. Time to put the glasses on.
Yeah, this must be done
Laser vision.
correctly. Correctly. So if you go down to reports. That's the report. And we have the votes.
This one here.
Yes. Let's have that one.
Just run it. Yes.
Yes. And we're generating the report. This will be interesting. So can we get it in a? Yeah, we make it download.
Okay. That's more than one push of the button. One more click.
Okay. Open that one. Hopefully it will open as well. Or yes,
it's here.
Coming. So you can scroll down. You see if you come down to the votes, we can see everyone that has voted. Top ideas with 43 votes. Automate driver updates.
Okay.
That I remember from last year was a top contender as well.
Yes.
And it's really a current or what you say, a question in. We get a lot of questions about drivers, and with Windows 10 there's been more questions about drivers.
Right. Because
it's many years than we had so many questions about drivers. So that's kind of a 27 votes. Handle offline mode in upKeeper stores. Many hardware and offices only have Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think Roger described it quite well in his session, that we were actually going this way. We have prepared by packaging the drivers, package all applications and so on, and that we do these kind of CRC checks.
Yeah.
So we check them all the time before we use them. So we are on the right track, and that this will actually put it higher up on our agenda as well.
Right. Handle offline. Okay, so next one, integration to Intune mobile device management. 26 votes.
26 votes.
Okay.
We have a great integration today with upKeeper MDM or UStation MDM as it's called in its basics, so to say.
So Intune is the device management not only for mobile but
for computers as well.
Right.
We have the integration today with the computer part. So that's how it sits today. So we'll take that with us as well. On 24 points,
here we go.
right click on a computer object to open in a new tab.
Okay.
So that's another step. We have taken the first step, I will say, so that we can use tabs as we were used to in the version 3 of upKeeper.
But you need to open it and then keep the tab up there. You search out the upKeeper objects and then you keep them, let's say for a help desk scenario where you can keep track of different clients that you manage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Better refresh. Today we need to hit 5 often, but not always. Well, we have had some refresh challenges, I would say. All the browsers today are trying to cache everything. So we are kind of going against that. We try to get all the fresh data all the time. We have really addressed it in 4.6 and in 4.7, but we have to still do
Right.
this work, I think.
So an automatic refresh.
Yes.
Okay. Here we have some that are clustered together.
They have actually got
The same amount of votes.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one.
The remove without action button on group. Remove single app without. Yes, there are more of these remove out without action functions that people want to implement.
Okay.
Report that scans with user are local. Okay.
Report that scans which users are local admins.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's taking us even more into the user area
Okay.
where we had taken some small steps, but
With the application
this,
and user context and so
this
on.
will be
Okay.
the big one, I think.
But this is merely a report, so we have the information.
Yeah, we have some of the information.
Okay.
But
Okay. Merely a report. It's a report.
It's a report. We can do more with it.
Do your own reports
Yeah.
with the PowerShell.
Yeah. We can either use reports or PowerShell, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So it is.
So it's a great list, I think, so far, and we have a lot of votes.
What we do with this, we
will in the first we will go through it to secure that every information is correct. We'll do that afterwards, and we will actually email the final list to everyone so they can see what was voted on and so on. Well, yeah. So we are really open with this information. And then the next thing after that is that we take it on the product board. We look at the different topics and see what we find most important to implement from that list as well, and how it fits into the big plan for upKeeper as well.
Because it goes on and on. There are some good ideas here that may not.
I'm sure it's actually fantastic ideas. It's always is.
Yeah.
Always, actually. So it will be fun to go through. We won't go through everything now.
Right.
So let's try to sum up. It's been a great day, I think.
Very good.
Everything has worked as.
And so many people on the other end.
Yeah, so many attendees. Yes, over 100 actually. So
thank you for that.
Thank you for attending and having this afternoon with us. It's been great. Yeah, it's been really great. I think. Do you have any last?
No. I'm just so I'm really sorry that we can't hug you goodbye. But this is.
We can give them a virtual hug, right? No virtual hug. Okay. Well.
We will come back with the information that we promised, and we will now let you prepare for upgrading
to 4.7. We'll try
all
to
the
release it at Friday. And we have promised to finish this day with going over to Michael, actually. So bye from us, over to Michael.
Thank you very much for attending to the very first online edition of upKeeper Open 2020. I hope you have learned something new, maybe to work smarter and more efficient with upKeeper. And don't forget to visit our homepage for new events. And once again, thank you very much. And remember one thing, work less, manage more.